Thank you. Okay, call to order. This is the January 25th Grand Bay Westfield regular council meeting. Welcome all those that are watching on the WebEx, and welcome to our council. I will hand it over to my CAO to start naming off the items that we need to do here.
Agenda approval that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield approves the January 25, 2021 agenda with the following additions. 7.3, the email poll, Taylor Briggs Trust Fund donation. 15.7, Parks and Recreation Master Plan Steering Committee. Need
So
a
moved.
motion or okay, Day.
Okay, moved by Councillor Day, seconded by, who do we have?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ryan Snodgrass. And just to go back, a record of attendance, let the record show that all in attendance, Mayor Grace Lozier is absent tonight, and as Deputy Mayor, I'm filling in.
4, conflict of interest.
Are there any?
Your worship, we didn't actually vote on the last item.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Thank you,
sorry.
Ryan. Okay, so we have a motion and a seconder on the approval of the order of business. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Passed.
4, conflict of interest.
Are there any?
No.
Okay, none being?
5, public hearings. There are none. 6, public presentation. There are none. 7, minutes. 7.1, regular meeting of January 11, 2021, that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield approves the minutes of the regular meeting of January 11, 2021 minutes as circulated.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Day, seconded.
Seconded.
Councillor Snodgrass. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? So moved.
7.2, Planning Advisory Committee meeting of December 7, 2020. That the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield receive and file the minutes of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting of December 7, 2020 as circulated.
So moved.
Second that.
Moved and seconded on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? So passed.
7.3, email poll, Taylor Briggs Trust Fund donation. That the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield ratify the email poll to donate $500 to the Taylor Briggs Trust Fund on behalf of the town.
So moved.
Second it.
On the question, so just for those that are listening, this is the young lady that here in the St. John area that lost both parents in a very short matter of time, and they were looking for raising funds to help her, and we've agreed to funding for $500. On the question?
On the question, Mike, or your worship, I just want to be confirm because it's not in the actual council kit. John, I didn't see that attachment earlier today. I just want to make sure that my my vote of yes is indicated as such on the email poll.
Sorry, yes, it was unanimous.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great cause. God love her.
Yes, tough. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Contrary minded? Passed. I guess we did that. Yeah.
Okay, 8, bills for payment. That the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield authorize the bills for payment as presented in the amount for $345,699.80.
So moved.
Second it.
Moved by Counselor Day, seconded by Counselor Evans. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Find it? Passed. Next,
Consent agenda, there is none. 10, business arising from minutes.
business arising for the regular council meeting of January 11th. Is there any? Okay, no business arising from the last council meeting.
11, delegations, there are none. 12, petitions, there are none. 13, bylaws, there are none. 14, notice of motions.
Are there any notice of motion?
Nope.
None?
All right. 15.1, sewage utility accounts receivable as at January 13, 2021, that the council of the town of Grand Bay Westfield receive and file the sewage accounts receivable as at January 13, 2021. And I just realized I don't have the number here in front of me.
I do. I have that number. So the accounts receivable, so outstanding from 2020 is just under $2,000 on a total billing of $480,000. So, I mean, real good progress there. And accounts receivable in total is $18,691.46. So, you know, we have a few stragglers there, but nothing to worry about. And maybe this time would be a good time right now, while we're talking about the surge fees, for anybody that is watching on the WebEx to just explain our new billing. Could I ask CIO to just give us a quick understanding of that?
Sure. The last time the fees for sewage accounts was raised was 2005. And what's happened is there's been approximately $500,000 of investments in the last few years into that infrastructure. And the result has been that the revenues have been depleted the reserves have been depleted for two reasons. One is for the work, two is for price stability. And legislation requires that utilities have to be self-sufficient. So the rates had to increase. Further, it should be noted that the rates are still discounted in a manner of speaking. When you compare our rates against the rate of inflation from 2005, there's about a $65 savings right now. The fee should be $341 per annum. And I think we raised them up to $285, I think. Or they're kept at the pre-discount level of $285, and the discount was eliminated.
I'd just add to that, Your Worship, if I may. I mean, the improvements that have been made to the infrastructure over the last number of years are improvements that have had to be made in order to sustain it going forward into the future. So, you know, it's not really discretionary spending, so to speak, on that type of infrastructure. It's stuff that needs to be done so that everybody in the community that uses the system is able to continue to use the system. And, you know, furthermore, I mean, again, you look at our rate, even at $285, we are by far the lowest sewage utility rate in the region. And I would argue probably in a much larger area than
There is. Yeah.
that. So anyway, nobody likes to see fees increase. I don't either. I didn't take it lightly to make that decision, but at the end of the day, I feel it's a justified requirement for the community. As you had indicated, John, I mean, it's a legislated requirement that it's a self-sustaining utility. And I think Councillor Evans, you talked about it earlier. You had some correspondence on Facebook. Unfortunately, I'm not on that, so I didn't see it, but I think you hit the nail on the head that, you know, that it was something that needed to be done, and that it's basically just the cost of the service divided by the number of users, and we all share in that cost, and that's where we're at. So
Yeah,
anyway.
Your worship, I just add that's exactly it. I think it's important for people to understand. It's not like we can divert any of that money for any other use. It must stay within that utility. So we're basically making decisions on what it's cost us to operate and what the experts are telling us we're going to have to replace in the future so we maintain it to be sustainable as it's legislated. So there's nothing arbitrary about that decision. It's just simply good management. And I think a shout out should go. The reason we were able to maintain those fees was we have some really good staff working on that sewage department and have done some really good work, and it's paid off in keeping our costs down.
Thank you. All very valid, and also to further clarification, I mean, some of the improvements and changes we made have been regulated by federal and provincial government guidelines. So I mean, at the end of the day, we're very efficient, and we should be very pleased with the service we're getting for what we're paying. Thank you.
Yeah.
So could I have a motion to receive and file then?
So moved.
Motion. Seconded.
Thank you. On the question, I guess we've already spoken to it. All in favor?
I
Contrary minded? Moving to reports number 2.
EMO Director appointment. The Council of Town Grey Westfield appoint the Fire Chief to serve as the EMO Director for the Town of Grand Bay Westfield with a salary increase of not more than $1,500 per annum.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question.
On the question, I think, this is a logical choice to have the fire chief assume that role. I think that's something you see in a lot of communities. And I know, having served with him, for a brief period of time in my first term on the EMO committee, the chief does a fantastic job with that group and has represented the town very well in a number of incidents that we've heard over the last couple of years. So I have no reservations whatsoever with that.
I'd like to address that. I have been the EMO director. The requirements for EMO at one point was not a whole lot. We had various people in the community as the director. And with the flooding we've had 2 years in a row, and now with COVID, the requirements to attend meetings, teleconferences, and represent our community and to keep the community informed with what is happening has changed. Most communities, again, what Councillor Snodgrass said, most communities, it's the fire chief. When I went to the meetings, it was mostly the fire chiefs that were there. And at times, like, I was the odd duck out. And even though our fire chief was there, I was still in the position of director. Our fire chief does an incredible job. He has taken this town through not one, but 2 floods. And he has been working very hard ensuring that our community understood the requirements with COVID. So I think this is an incredible fit, and I totally support it.
Thank you. On the, all in favor?
I
Aye.
Contrary minded? Item 3.
Draft bylaw number 67, reduction of single-use plastic bags. Notice of intention to adopt a bylaw to reduce single-use plastic bags. Pursuant to section 15 and 70 of the Local Governance Act, SNB 2017, C.18, public notice is hereby given that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield intends to consider a proposed bylaw to reduce single-use plastic bags. The subject matter of the plastic bag, reduction of single-use plastic bag bylaw, number 20 is as follows. Short title, definitions, checkout bag prohibitions, exemptions, enforcement, offenses, severability, commencement. Any person may inspect the proposed bylaw online at the town's website, www.town.grandbay-westfield.mb.ca, or at the town office at 609 River Valley Drive, during regular office hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, holidays accepted. The council set the regular council meeting of Monday, February 22nd, 2021, commencing at 7:30 p.m. for third reading of the proposed bylaw. Persons who wish to provide written support or objection in advance of the public meeting may do so by contacting the CAO, John Enswin. Any person who wishes to speak for or against the proposed bylaw must pre-register with the town by calling 738-6425. The health and safety of our residents is of the utmost importance. Those attending the public hearing in person will be asked to wear a mask and observe the appropriate social distancing measures. Disposable masks will be provided to those entering the Grand Bay room at the Centrum, should they not have one. Pre-registration for virtual meeting attendance, should it still be required, must be made through the town office prior to Friday, February 19, 2021. And people are encouraged to contact the town office.
On the question.
We need someone to move this.
So
Move
moved.
it
Second.
on the question.
I think I would just offer a quick comment on this. I mean, this is something we're doing regionally through the Fundy Regional Service Commission. All the communities in the greater area are going to adopt similar type bylaws, is my understanding. And I think it's a positive step. From an environmental perspective. That are, I'm glad that our community is going to also partake in this. I think it's a little unfortunate that, it's being left to the responsibility of the regions to come up with these changes when it really, in my opinion, it should be something that's provincially regulated, not necessarily through the municipalities, but, I think it's a good step.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments? So on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Contrary minded? So passed.
15.4, online fillable forms. The Council of the Town Grand Bay Westfield approves the remaining forms to be adapted to be fillable online for $1,567.50 by M5. If I may, Your Worship.
Yes?
The existing forms that are online, that are fillable online now, have already been done as part of the existing contract. We still have almost 20 forms that we don't have, or that can be online and fillable. And this is what we're asking for. For example, building permits and stuff. Those have already been included in the contract. These are everything from dog licenses to sewage and stuff.
Okay.
So move.
Good.
Second it.
On the question?
Great idea. Good work.
Yes.
Make it easier for public to be able to access their information, fill it out, and be able to submit it.
I think
Who seconded it?
Day and
I moved it. I think Councillor Evans seconded it.
Yeah.
Snodgrass and Evans, sorry.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
I think this kind of goes hand in hand with the improvements that we're going to be making to the website as well. I think it's a good effort to update these and kind of get with the times a little bit and make those forms as easily and accessible as possible.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Contrary minded? So passed. Number 5.
Cash flow management 2021, that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield authorized the CAO to establish a 2021 line of credit for the town with respect to the Sewage Utility Operating Fund as per section 102 of the Local Governance Act for amount not to exceed $255,475, and further that a 2021 line of credit with respect to the General Operating Fund as per section 117 13 of the Local Governance Act for amount not to exceed $257,293 at a competitive rate.
So moved.
Seconded.
So So just for anybody that's curious, so as we collect the sewage fees, we obviously have bills coming in and things we have to do. So we establish a line of credit that we pay back from when we get the fees. It's the same thing under the Local Governance Act. You know, we need to collect money as we go through the year, and sometimes we're a little short. So this is not really money that's borrowed. It's line of credit that's temporary, paid off, low interest rates, and is working tools for our CAO and financial people to keep the town running. On the question, all in favor?
I
Aye.
Contrary minded? Passed.
15.6, acting deputy CAO, that the council of the town of Grand Bay Westfield appoint Fire Chief Troy Gautreau as acting deputy CAO until determination can be made if it should be permanent, with such a decision to be made no later than December 31st, 2021.
I'll make the motion on that.
I have a seconder. You got that, John?
Yeah, Day and Snodgrass.
Okay.
Yes.
On the question?
I think we should note that, in the past, Sandra, our town manager, worked 24/7. That's not realistic in this day and age to even expect a CAO to work 24/7, 52 weeks of a whole year. And I think that by having Troy available, that if something has happened and John is out of the office, then we still have another member of our team that can meet with somebody if there's an issue or something else. And we have someone there so that we don't hear out in the community, there's no one in town hall that can do anything. Well, this way we have somebody there. And then also to our CAO, who is entitled to vacation, not isn't. If he chooses to take vacation, then he knows that this town office is being covered and everything is all right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, Your Worship, I think it's fair to say that all large organizations have operational plans for when people leave or away or departed, so their business can go on uninterrupted. And that's the strength of a community or anything, is to be able to. It's not about who's there; it's about the process in place and who's there to get it done. So I think it's just normal practice. So good work.
Yeah, it is.
Good. All in favor?
I
Aye. Contrary minded?
Aye.
So passed. Number 16.
15.7, Parks and Recreation Master Plan Steering Committee. That the council of the town of Grand Bay Westfield appoint the following people to the Parks and Recreation Master Plan Steering Committee, with their appointment to end when the final report is presented to council. CAO John Enswin, Recreation Director Gary Clark, Acting Deputy CAO Troy Gautreau, River Valley Community Center General Manager Kelly Goddard, River Valley Community Center Foundation President Tanya Oliver. And we need one counselor to be appointed to the steering committee.
So we could ask for a volunteer for that at this stage, or we could, is there an urgency on getting somebody on this committee from council?
Yes, the deadline for submissions is Friday at 2:00. Gary and I will take the weekend and take a look at these submissions. And then we want to get a short list out late Monday or Tuesday to the steering committee, and to meet that week in the evening, or failing that, Saturday, which would be the February 6th, so that we can send a recommendation to council on February 8th for approval, so that we can gauge them February 9th. And then they can have this project final report submitted to council during their August council meeting. So we need to get this going.
Ryan?
Your worship, if council's of a mind, I would be willing to step up and do that, or I'm happy to let someone else do it too.
No, I'm good with that, Ryan.
I'm good with that.
Great, excellent.
Me too.
Thank you, Ryan. So there you go, John. You have a volunteer.
Great.
And so on this then, so we.
I'll make
The mover and a seconder. Yeah.
I'll move that we appoint this advisory board with Councillor Snodgrass being our representative.
Second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? So passed. Okay. Well, we're getting there. Number 17.
16.
Oh, 16.
Sorry. Memorandum of January 19, 2021 from the Planning Advisory Committee regarding the index list of PAC items for 2020 that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield receive and file the index list of PAC items for 2020.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, now we get 17 now.
Memorandum of January 19, 2021 from the Planning Advisory Committee regarding the election of officers for 2021 that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield receive and file.
So moved.
Seconded.
A mover and a seconder on the question.
Just like to thank those individuals for their time and efforts on that committee, because I know they've put a lot of work into that municipal review and plan.
Thank you, Councillor Evans. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Number 18.
Email of January 15, 2021 from the Epilepsy Association of the Maritimes regarding Purple Day promoting epilepsy awareness. That the Council of the Town of Grand Bay Westfield receive and file the email from the Epilepsy Association of the Maritimes regarding Purple Day promoting epilepsy awareness.
So moved.
Seconded.
So should we refer this to staff or refer this to the budget cycle? I mean, they didn't ask for any money. They want to give us some ribbons. So I guess if we move it, second it, tell them to send, maybe we should send it to staff to determine how many we need.
Yeah, I've already, I've assumed council is going to approve this, and I've already tasked someone to look into it.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Contrary minded? So moved. Number 19.
Adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Night, everyone.
Thanks.